You know something is rough when Russia is defending you after you quit as National Security Advisor. Well, that's the fate of Michael Flynn, who resigned late last night, the first casualty of Donald Trump's short administration, as in, dude didn't last a month. Calls for his resignation grew after the Washington Post and others reported that he spoke with a Russian envoy about U.S. sanctions imposed by President Barack Obama in December and later lied about it. Flynn's letter reads in part, quote, "In the course of my duties as the incoming National Security Advisor, I held numerous phone calls with foreign counterparts, ministers, and ambassadors. Such calls are standard practice in any transition of this magnitude. Unfortunately, because of the fast pace of events, I inadvertently briefed the Vice President-elect and others with incomplete information regarding my phone calls with the Russian ambassador. I sincerely apologize to the President and Vice President, and they have accepted my apology." Okay, folks, y'all, here's the deal. He lied. He spoke with the Russian ambassador and in the phone call brought up the sanctions that President Obama placed. What he somehow forgot, which is kind of weird for the National Security Advisor, a retired three-star general, is that the phone calls with Russian officials are monitored by U.S. intelligence. Y'all, they had a transcript. They had a transcript. And then they hit him with the transcript. Okay? Make matters worse, okay? Sally Yates, acting Attorney General, informed the White House a month ago that Flynn could be compromised by Russia. A month ago. That means they've known a month. The White House counsel knew. So why did Trump say on Friday that he was looking into the matter, as if he didn't know what was going on? I remember Vice President Pence, who took him at his word, when he went on Sunday talk shows last month defending Flynn's phone calls.
What I can confirm, having spoken to him about it, is that those conversations that happened to occur around the time that the United States took action to expel diplomats had nothing whatsoever to do with those sanctions.
And now we know that is a lie. The Washington Post reported on Friday that U.S. intelligence intercepted the phone calls. Flynn then changed his story and he said, "I can't quite remember what came up." He didn't recall. Wow. You're the National Security Advisor. But yesterday it became apparent that Flynn was in deep trouble when White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer said Trump was, quote, evaluating the situation.
He's speaking to the Vice President Pence relative to the conversation the Vice President had with General Flynn, and also speaking to various other people about what he considers the single most important subject there is, our national security.
You know it's serious when the press secretary is reading from a sheet of paper. That means they're clear on their words. Joining us by phone from Philadelphia is Malcolm Nance, counter-terrorism and terrorism intelligence consultant, author of the book, The Plot to Hack America, How Putin's cyber spies and WikiLeaks tried to steal the 2016 election. So, Malcolm, you've been tweeting about this, talking about this. You called it months ago. Russia, they're literally sitting in the Oval Office. We got Malcolm there? Folks, where's Malcolm Nance? Okay, we think he dropped. Y'all got to let me know that stuff. All right, let's go to our panel here. Then we'll get Malcolm Nance back on the phone, folks. Let's go to Dr. Avis Jones-DeWeaver, leadership strategist and author of How Exceptional Black Women Lead. Dr. Wilmer Leon, political scientist and Sirius XM radio host. Sue Zoldak, founding CEO of the Zoldak Agency, Republican strategist as well. All right, folks. Sue, I'll start with you. You're a Republican. What the hell is going on? I thought Donald Trump was a great leader. I thought he was a great CEO. I thought he picked great people.
Well, I think he is a great CEO. What he's not used to is managing people beyond a very small team, most of which were his own children.
So why in the hell did he run for the presidency?
Well, because he has ideas and big ideas, and those need to be put into place. But in terms of his management style, I agree that this is a functional issue that he needs to face.
That was good. That was good. That was good. Great CEO who went bankrupt at least 6 times. And what he can't seem to understand is you can't run the government like a business. You just can't do it. One of the primary reasons is the government is not in business for profit motive. The government is in business to provide services and to protect its citizens. You can't, it would be laughable if it wasn't so serious and ultimately pathetic.
It is serious, and Malcolm Nance, we have him on the phone line now. Malcolm, you've been saying this for months, that Russia is sitting in the Oval Office. This is going to put pressure on Republicans in the House and the Senate. There is no way now they can avoid investigations, because we must know not only what did he say, we must know who knew in the White House for the last month and why they said nothing.
You're absolutely right. I mean, we are at a situation where the only questions that matter at all now are, what did President Trump know? When did President Trump know it? And was President Trump in collusion with all of this Russian activity that could, in fact, amount to violations of the Espionage Act? We don't know what General Flynn actually promised the Russians. There are 2 transcripts to this conversation. The Russians have one, and we have one. And the details of that haven't really leaked out. But, you know, the White House is spinning right now very quickly and trying to make this a situation where Michael Flynn lied to Mike Pence. In fact, Michael Flynn lied to the entire nation, but he couldn't have done this without the authorization of the President of the United States, or at that time the President-elect, in order to promise Russia a lifting of sanctions on the same day that President Obama was expelling 35 Russian spies from the United States. Everyone I know in the intelligence community was flabbergasted when they heard that there was any communication with the Russians on the day that a counter-spy action was going on. So this is leading into a world of technically a counterintelligence and espionage investigation.
Well, and Malcolm, what you're also seeing here, you're seeing the lies pile up. And you're seeing Michael Flynn now all of a sudden just can't remember. And we're talking about not only the relationship, this is the guy who sat at the table with Putin when it came to the network RT. And so the relationship here is a fundamental problem. Now you add on top Paul Manafort, Roger Stone. Now you add on top the question, did the Trump campaign, were they in collusion when it came to the emails with WikiLeaks, helping spread those and leak those out? Now it brings into Trump's taxes, his refusal to turn over his taxes. Right. And so if you're Jason Chaffetz in the House, to sit here and to keep ignoring that, and here's what's also crazy. Yesterday, House Rep Nunes, the Intel chair, says, oh, I don't see much there. You're the Intel chair.
What? Well, this is insane. I mean, how he can't be in this position and not understand that the duty of the people who are in the House Intelligence Committee, the Ways and Means Committee, you know, their loyalty is not to Donald Trump. It is not to the individual. We are a nation of laws, not men. Their loyalty should be to the Constitution of the United States. And all of us have sworn an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution from enemies both foreign and domestic. It could be a case of where they absolutely do not want to face, this problem that they've created. Let's be honest. You mentioned that the issue is a series of lies that are being found out here. We should all recognize one fundamental fact. Donald Trump is a pathological liar. He has never, you can actually count the number of times where he's told the truth with more accuracy than you can try to gather together every time he's lied. It is a systematic process where everyone in the White House must understand that they too are allowed to lie. I mean, I had Kellyanne Conway lie right to my face. So for them, it's a question of, damage control, battle management. For us, it's a question of the sanctity and security of the United States in terms of our intelligence community, our intelligence data, and the defense of this nation. And it doesn't appear that the House Republicans, or certainly the Republican leadership, they don't want to go there, because when they go down that rabbit hole, it's going to be deep and wide. Not just is Flynn having contacts with the Russians? How deep are Donald Trump's contacts?
But not only that, Malcolm, those Republicans are also sworn by the exact same Constitution, the exact same oath, and for them to act as if, it's no big deal, it's no big deal, that also is an abomination.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm flabbergasted. I've been up all night, managing this story, and for the most part, I am not seeing patriotism stand over the party politics here. John McCain, Lindsey Graham, Marco Rubio, their communications this morning are going to determine how badly this breaks. This is a presidential, or I should say, this is an administration-ending catastrophe that we're going through here. We are talking not just Donald Trump's blithe usage of exposure of hundreds of uncleared people to top secret information the other day. It's that they may have people in the White House, associated with the White House, continuing to operate with the White House, who may have ties to Russia, which amount to the Russians manipulating our foreign policy or actually being in the Oval Office. And as an intelligence professional, that is a fundamental question which must be answered. I don't want to discuss anything else. I don't want to discuss Pence-Flynn's lies. This is a question of, do we have spies or spies near the White House?
Malcolm Nance, we certainly appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Folks, be sure to get his book. Please pull it up, please. Again, it is a bestseller. He's been on top of this, The Plot to Hack America, How Putin's Cyber Spies and WikiLeaks Tried to Steal the 2016 Election. Malcolm, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Avis, I want to go to you here. And again, there's no Republican who can act as if this is no big deal.
Absolutely. And, Malcolm was exactly right. I mean, how deep does this rabbit hole go? We know that this president, in and of himself, has deep and tight relationships with Russia. We know prior to the election that it's been alleged by our intelligence agencies that perhaps his, in fact, campaign was colluding with Russian operatives. That's what got him into office. That's even beyond the whole WikiLeaks situation. We know that we now have a Secretary of State who was given a order of friendship from Russia. We know that he has, on his first campaign, on his first sort of press conference, he had a lawyer trot out in front of the press who actually won an award from Russia. So, he is completely consumed by this nation. And we've yet to see his taxes. Let me just tell you, this is just the tip of the iceberg. We talk about this issue of a Manchurian candidate. The bottom line is that we have someone in the White House who has been co-opted by a foreign government who is an enemy of this nation, and until we face that, we will all be imperiled.
And what is amazing, Sue, Republicans silent. Speaker Paul Ryan, nothing. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, nothing. The House Intel Chair, no big deal. The Senate Intel Chair, nothing.
Well,
this is the National Security Advisor who is busted lying to folks about calls to Russia.
Well, being silent to the media is not equivalent of doing nothing. So
they have done nothing.
We don't know that. We don't know what discussions that they're having.
Can you please show me the evidence of them calling for a full-scale congressional investigation? The Washington Post story dropped on Friday. The fact that the Post reported yesterday that the administration has known for a month after the Department of Justice, the FBI, informed them that a month ago this guy may have been compromised by Russia. A month ago.
Okay, so we're dealing with a person that lied who has resigned, and now
a person, the National Security Advisor. Donald Trump literally said, Sue, that his refugee ban, his Muslim ban, was about national security. This is a guy communicating countless times with Russia. That's a national security alert.
Well, he's doing his boss's bidding. I mean, let's just get real. He is not someone who would just, in and of his own volition, hold these conversations with Russia unless he was instructed to do so. Let's just be very real about that. And this is the same Congress who actually had said that if Hillary Clinton won, they already have years of investigations lined up. Now we have someone who has legitimately been co-opted by a foreign government, and they can't find a damn thing to investigate. I mean, something is really wrong with this situation.
This is no longer a country of laws. It is a country of party. Their allegiance is to their party. Their allegiance is to themselves. And we also know that he's sitting at Mar-a-Lago with an unsecured cell phone that he continues to conduct national business over. And
in the middle of a dining room, while other people who have no security clearance are right around watching it. And what the hell is going on?
Secret information on his desk in the Oval Office while he wasn't there, and other people were in the Oval Office. This is, the phone can be turned into a listening device.
Sorry, Sue, this is absolute incompetence.
I agree that the security issues around the technology, the cell phones, the Mar-a-Lago incident, those are issues that absolutely have to be addressed. I mean, those are physical, tactical issues. But when you're talking about a mass conspiracy of Russian influence, I think that's, that's taking the imagination a little too far.
Hold up, before I go to break. Donald Trump said that we have no business doing no business dealings in Russia. That's what Donald Trump said. His son said, oh, millions are pouring into our business from Russia. His son. Donald Trump said, I have no relationship with Putin. Then other interviews, we have a relationship. So you say conspiracy? No, I'm saying here are clear and undeniable lies from Donald Trump, from his team. We know for a fact that there's an investigation, Paul Manafort and others, in terms of their relationship with Russia throughout the campaign. We know that, okay? We already know that the British intelligence is confirming a number of aspects of that dossier that was put together. No. So this is not us saying conspiracy. These are undeniable facts that are being repeatedly confirmed.
Those are alternative facts.
And the reality is here, House Republicans and House senators and Republican senators do not want to go down this path because, as Ava said, they don't want to discover exactly what the truth is. And that, to me, is shameful. It's shameful, Sue.
Those are alternative facts, Roland.
Finally, you got 20 seconds. Go.
The Democratic senators didn't really care when the Clinton Foundation was taking foreign money, or the fact that...
I'm sorry. Well, hold on. I'm sorry. Hold up. Nice spin. Clinton Foundation taking money. Was the Clinton Foundation sitting in the White House? Was the president? Well, National Security Advisor.
Could have been.
The National Security Advisor talking. Sue, the National Security Advisor is talking with Russia about sanctions. On the same day, President Obama announced the sanctions. And you actually gonna bring up the Clinton Foundation?
When you find yourself in a hole, stop digging. When you find yourself in a hole, Sue, stop digging.
Stop digging. International conspiracy.
The whole UN is so deep you can't even see the sun.
Kickstart your day at 7 and get the news you need from the perspective you want. NewsOne Now with Roland Martin, every weekday morning at 7 on TV1.